So we're here at BFI. It's just having a little break at the moment as the session that was just on, I think it was OK Senior. So there's just a little break before the next practice session. It's all practice today, all testing. So there's no actual races, but this is the FIA World Championship. Testing day Thursday, so we'll see how it goes. I'm here for all the day. I've picked up my bits, so I'll get them shown to you all later on. But yeah, looking good for now.
I do walk around the outside of the track a couple of times, so I'll be able to show you all the different angles of this amazing track. There's also a little pin around the outside to show you exactly where I was in relation to the track map. This is turn 3, it's called Carousel, and is actually around a little pond in the middle whilst going uphill and over the bridge, making it a figure of 8 track. This is the exit of Carousel and an overlook on the rest of the track, which is just over 1.3 kilometres long, I believe.
Super interesting content, guys. Going to help a poor lad over there that went off. Oh, that's fancy. It's got a little dip in it.
This is another look at the track from the other side of the figure of 8 loop. Looks very, very good. I can only wish of driving my car around here one day, so we'll have to see what the future holds.
Now onto the double hairpin section coming out of a tight corner on the exit of the bridge. The longest straight down to this double hairpin is definitely one of the best places to overtake. I recently got the opportunity to be a part of the Karting Motorsports pit and got to look around the car of Harrison Morrow, who drove an outstanding weekend in the PFI club meeting and actually pulled off a very, very nice double dive bomb down the inside of the first hairpin. Thank you to the Klassens for letting me explore around with them and giving me lots of great advice and tips for my own car. Now, as the drivers come out of the 2 hairpins, there's 2 90-degree corners that you can take probably flat out with the right line in the dry to set you up for the looping 3rd sector before the main straight. This section of corners will really test the drivers as they hold a constant G-force around the rights before switching to the lefts before the final corner leading onto the straight. Another great place to overtake if you can set up a better exit to start the next lap. Now I'm above the pit entry on the little viewing platform that the track has, ready to see all of the cars rush into the pits once the session's over. Because this is the World Champs, cars have to be weighed and scrutinised at some point each day to comply with the FIA regulations, and the mechanics also so quick to get out to their drivers to look after the cars even after these practice sessions, as it's vital that they're kept in the most pristine condition possible for the race weekends and in general, just so that it's more of a cheaper experience for their teams and drivers on a whole. Now I managed to get a short paddock tour, walking down the main strip of awnings in the closest pit area. I'm not really someone who's big on being an obvious filmer, so I tried to be as casual and discreet as possible with my camera, because it was my first time at an event like this and I didn't really want to make anyone feel uncomfortable with me pointing a camera around everywhere. So this is just as we walk basically parallel to the pit lane, a few awnings over. Obviously all of these teams have paid a lot of money to get as close to the pit lane as possible, and they've got these massive awnings with all of these karts just casually sitting outside, probably worth a couple grand each, just in rolling chassis. And that little box there, that's the graveyard, where all of the spare tyres go that no one uses after a session or so. Any bits of bodywork that might have some scuffs on that aren't optimal. Basically anything that the teams don't want will get chucked in there, and if you're lucky you can get away with nabbing a few things off of the graveyard if you're lucky enough to get in the right place at the right time. Moving on to the pit area slightly further away from the track, some more team awnings right outside the car park and exit road, literally about 30 seconds away from my car, so you're always right in the action at tracks like this from the very moment you arrive. These teams didn't pay as much, or if anything, I'm not quite sure on the pricing for the pit allocations, but it's worth it for a bit more of a walk.
That's PFI done. It was a very, very, very nice day. The weather stayed lovely and warm and dry, the main thing. So it's just been a very nice day. I've got all the stuff strapped up in the back, ready to come back with me. And then tonight I've got BOKC local finals, so I'll be documenting all of that as well. So it's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully I can make it to regionals this time, because last time I got stiffed over by the marshals, which was just miscommunication really, but cost me a place in the regionals. So I'm going to be going for regionals again this year. That's my aim. My aim last year was locals and I got through, so this year one more step up and we'll see how it goes. But PFI, yeah, really nice to see the OK karts out and the OKJ karts out. So very nice little insight into PFI, its track, the racing lines, the speed. It was just a great day, to be honest. Got to go through all the paddock, look through all of the bits around the different awnings. Obviously I wasn't allowed in the awnings, but I got to look around and have a little look through any open doors that were just laying around. And the amount of karts that are at a race weekend like this, obviously it's the FIA World Championships, so it's going to be the big one. But there's so many. Like, some drivers had 2 karts that they swapped between sessions. So it was definitely humbling, because you've got me with my little TKM project kart. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but I feel like I've learned a little bit. I've seen how the teams are performing, and I might be able to use some of that later down the line when I start racing my TKM properly. So it's been a good day.